everyone, it's me, Tulip, and welcome to the translation tidbits for an animal fantasy novel. Wow! Today I'm going to give you some tidbits to solve translation problems found in an animal fantasy novel from English to Thai. The novel is Tales from Watership Down by Richard Adams. It's a follow-up to the all-time best-selling Watership Down and has rabbits as characters and also has many chapters. And I translated the chapter called The Hole in the Sky. The story follows the traditional legend about the journey of the hero rabbit, El Larera, who tries to figure out what the hole in the sky is. Spoiler alert! The hole in the sky will only appear before those who encounter the near-death experience. The translation techniques I used are proposed by two French linguists, Vinay and Debelne. There are 7 techniques, but I used only 4 techniques for my problems: borrowing, literal translation, transposition, and modulation. I will tell you why I decided to use these techniques later. Let's see what problems I have. The first problem is the text title, The Hole in the Sky. Literally, it means there is a hole appearing in the sky, which actually happens in the story. But this hole in the sky is also an implication of death and terror. So, there are many possible ways to translate it. Let's have a look. A. You can just translate it literally like รอยโหว่บนท้องฟ้า B. Use semantic translation approach like ช่องโหว่มรณะ or ประตูแห่งความตาย. What do you guys think? Time! The one I chose is รอยโหว่บนท้องฟ้า and the technique I used is literal translation, which is a word-for-word translation where the source language text is directly transferred into the target language. No implication, no nothing. Here's my reason. When the hole in the sky is first mentioned by an old rabbit, no rabbits understand what he means at all, as well as the readers. So, better not to ruin the author's intention. Next, the second problem is Le Pain. Le Pain is a rabbit language created by Adams himself. Pretty cool, right? He also provides the meaning of the words in Tales from Watership Down as a glossary. In the hole in the sky, there's a Lapine word called Alsla, and that's its meaning. There are many ways to translate this word. Let's have a look. It can be A. หน่วยทหารกระต่าย B. Keep it original as Alsla, and its meaning can be seen in the footnote. กลุ่มกระต่ายที่แข็งแกร่งที่สุดในโพรงเป็นหน่วยทหาร C. Use addition technique. Alsla หน่วยทหารกระต่ายประจำโพรง Which one should I pick? Time! The one I chose is Alsla หน่วยทหารกระต่ายประจำโพรง and the technique I used is borrowing, when the source language is transferred directly to the target language without translation. Foreign terms are kept original, so Alsla will be transliterated as Alsla. The reason is I want to preserve the foreign ideas and its uniqueness. Its rabbit language is one of a kind, and its meaning is not so complicated, so I think it's better to just add the meaning right after the words when it first appears in the story. Next, the third problem is names of characters. Like no other names in the story, the name of the main character, El Larera, has a specific meaning, the prince with 1,000 enemies. So, El Larera can be translated like this. A. Translate the meaning and call him เจ้าชายผู้มีศัตรูนับพัน B. El Larera, and the meaning of his name can be seen in the footnotes. El Larera คือกระต่ายฮีโร่ในตำนานชื่อของเขามีความหมายว่าเจ้าชายผู้มีศัตรูนับพัน C. At the meaning after the name El Larera เจ้าชายผู้มีศัตรูนับพัน Time! For me, the best option is B. And the technique I used here is also borrowing. So, El Larera will also be transliterated with the footnote to describe its meaning. Why? I think it's better to preserve the culture specific. The author took his time to invent it, and the footnote is used here rather than addition technique, because if I use addition technique for every proper name, it will ruin the author's writing style. Next, The fourth problem is insulting words. There are two occasions when insulting words appear in the story. The first one is when the prideful rabbit Hellion insults the injured rabbit covered in dry blood and mud. He says, "A dirty, disreputable rabbit." Let's see the options. A. กระต่ายสกปรกหน้าขยะแขยง B. Harsher กระต่ายสะทุนต่ำตม Which one is better? Time! The one I chose is A. กระต่ายสกปรกหน้าขยะแขยง translated by the technique literal translation, but there's the language register to consider. You may like the harsher one, but Helen is a prideful rabbit, thinking of himself so highly, so he won't use the words that sound too vulgar. The second situation is when the fierce creator Tim Lear threatens Elorera to go away. He says, "You dirty rabbits." Again, dirty. For this one, I translated it into เจ้ากระต่ายโสโครก because โสโครก means extremely filthy in Thai, which fits the harsh tone of this aggressive Tim Lear. Next, the fifth problem is ranks. The interesting rank I found is chief rabbit, and there are two ways to translate it. Let's have a look. A. Transliterating the words as chief rabbit. B. Just translated literally as หัวหน้ากระต่าย What do you think? Time! For me, I chose chief rabbit, which is translated by the technique borrowing. Again, the source language is kept original without translation. Why? Why not just translate it into Thai? There's Thai words for it. No! First of all, leader doesn't have the same sense of authority as much as chief. And I decided to change it into a proper noun even though it has a general meaning because it's better to preserve the foreign context. It also gives a fantasy vibe. Don't you think so? Next, the sixth problem is embedded clause, or a clause within a main clause. Let's see. One evening, two of the outlaws of this precious warren, Hellion and Taiken, were making their way home. Here, the embedded clause is Hellion and Taiken, which clarifies two of the outlaws. What will happen if this sentence is translated in this order? A. เย็นวันหนึ่งกระต่ายสองตัวที่เป็นหน่วยอัลซาล่าของพระองค์อันแสนเลิศเลอนี้เฮลเลียนกับไทเคนกำลังเดินทางกลับมา Now let's compare it to B. เย็นวันหนึ่งเฮลเลียนกับไทเคนกระต่ายสองตัวที่เป็นหน่วยอัลซาล่าของพระองค์อันแสนเลิศเลอนี้กำลังเดินทางกลับมา Which one sounds better? Time! Of course, B. I moved Hellion and Taiken before two of the outlaws. This technique is called transposition, which involves replacing grammatical category without altering the meaning of the message. The reason I changed the order is it makes the sentence sound smoother in Thai because Thai structure is different from English structure. Next, the last problem is naturalness. Some English sentences may sound unnatural in Thai even though the meaning is the same. Let's take a look at what Tim Lear says to Elorera. Are you going to turn round and go back, aren't you? Let's see how it can be translated. A. เจ้าจะหันหลังและกลับไปหรือไม่ B. Shortened into เจ้าจะกลับไปหรือไม่ C. Make it short and harsh เจ้าจะใส่หัวกลับไปหรือไม่ Which one sounds better? Time! I think it's obvious that I chose C. This technique is called modulation. It allows translators to translate the source language in different points of view as long as it doesn't violate the source language's messages. I adjust the sentence to be more natural in Thai and make it harsher to suit the Tim Lear's aggressiveness. And that's the translation tidbits for an animal fantasy novel. Now you can see that I use borrowing to preserve foreign terms, keep them original. A literal translation or word-for-word translation needs to be used in accordance with situations and the language register. Transposition, replacing words to make the sentence smoother. And modulation, bring naturalness to the sentence by changing points of view. Easy! So, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you think differently or have better solution, you can tell me. I'm very open-minded. And if you're interested in the whole story of The Hole in the Sky, you can click here or the link in the description to view the story narrated in English with Thai subtitles. So, enjoy!